From Southwest Florida, hear the call. Mike Sr., Mike Jr., Neely for all. Jeep specialists, they know the ride. Pre-owned market news every week nationwide. Double Auto Report, turn it on. Double Auto Report, every week goes strong. Mike and Neely bring the news. Owner Auto Sales got the keys for you. Double Auto Report, turn it on. Double Auto Report, every week goes strong. Mike and Neely bring the news. Double Auto Sales got the keys for you.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to episode number 9 of the Noble Auto Report from Noble Auto Sales. We're located in Englewood, Florida. If you want to check out our inventory, it's at nobleautosalesllc.com. Our phone number is 941-22-NOBLE. So this week we have with us Mike Sr. Dad, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good afternoon, everybody.
And then we also have Neely, who has had 5 shots of espresso.
Needed it. Hi, everybody.
How are you guys today?
Really good.
I answered for you, Mike.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Did you say episode number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9?
Number 9. Number 9. Yeah. So today we're going to get right into it. We have a lot to talk about. The Jeep history, Dad, that we talked about last year when Neely was sick. Neely, are you feeling better, by the way?
I'm on the mend.
Yeah. Your voice.
Slow process.
Your voice is a little bit better. It's good enough. It's podcast worthy now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dad, we talked about the history of Jeeps last week, and we're going to get into part 2 of our series on that. It was a hit online. We had a lot of people talking about it. So first, we're going to talk about the market. Do you see anything interesting out there with the used car market in Florida or nationwide, or what's your thoughts right now?
Well, the couple trips I had at the auction last week, I think prices were up a little bit. And that's a trend you usually see now coming into September, because people going back to school and people need a car and they're getting ready for the season that's not the vacation season. So prices are up just a little bit.
And the snowbirds are coming back soon, right?
They'll be back soon enough.
Couple months.
Yeah.
So Neely, last week, me and my dad started a new feature on the podcast. I'm sure you don't know about this.
No.
The premise is picking a car on the lot that's like one of our favorites currently. Last week, my dad picked the white Range Rover, which we still have. And yeah, so is there anything out there right now that kind of piques your interest that you think is a good deal for someone?
It might shock the both of you right now, but it's the 05 Jeep.
Oh.
That's right. We have an '05 Jeep. It's black. And
And
It's great.
it's
fun.
Jeepy feeling, you know what I mean?
It's a real
reals.
It's a real Jeep. And that, by the way, is the rare LJ model, which is about 6 to 8 inches longer than the regular Wrangler. So they also call it an unlimited, so that you know the different. That's the one that they made into the Scrambler.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, they only made them for, I think it's 3 years. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but I think it was 04, 05, and 06. Really, really cool Jeep, though.
That's cool. Okay, so Neely, the '05 Jeep. Dad, do you have anything out there?
Well, she kind of stole my thunder.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I was going to pick that one. I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to be shotgun. But I got one that I can pick out. We've got a really nice Mini Cooper. So I believe it's a one owner. It's out of Florida. It's gorgeous. Well maintained. Runs great. Drives great. And really fun to drive.
Yeah, we get those from time to time. We just sold one a couple weeks ago to a girl, and she's super happy about it. Wrote us a good review on Google.
Right.
And if anybody wants to check that out, or if you don't see anything on our website that really gets you, you can join our Car Finder program. It's super easy. There's tabs at the top of the main page that you can go through and read about, and we'll find the vehicle for you. So we're going to jump into part 2 of the Jeep history. A couple notes about last week. Then I was talking to Neely before the show, before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been pronouncing the name Willys wrong.
Really? What is it, Willys?
Willys.
Willys.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody told me that Google was free, moron.
I'll laugh about it.
Yeah. So it was helpful, but also hurtful. Yeah. So I deleted that comment, but we do appreciate the correction, I guess. So yeah, Willys. And then also there was, slight imperfections here and there, but I think this week we have all of our facts straight and we'll find out. But it was super popular. I mean, for just one of the posts last week, we had as many impressions on the one post about the history of Jeeps as we've been getting on average for all week for all of our posts on all social media platforms.
That's pretty good. Maybe you ought to throw in one that's absolutely, totally incorrect. Act like it's real and see if people
Like
pop
they-
on it.
Engagement
They
banding.
put the inline six in 09 and 2010. See how that goes.
Just engagement bait. So Neely, last week we got up to kind of the end of World War II. So now we're going to get into post-World War II. And obviously the war ends, but then Jeep had a problem, right? Because they were making all these vehicles for the war effort. And now they had hundreds of thousands of these military Jeeps and their factory was still running and people working and all that. So they needed something for peacetime and they needed it fast. So the answer for them was obvious that they would sell the same civilian or the same vehicle, but to the civilian market. And in 1941, the CJ1 prototype led directly into the CJ2A, hitting actual showrooms for the
CJ.
public.
What does CJ stand for?
Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Well, we'll find out, or someone can let us know in the comments, because we talked last week about how the Jeep came from most likely GP for general purpose military vehicle. And then they shortened that nearly to just say Jeep because it was GP.
Yeah, and I think I remember seeing some stuff about that way back in pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
That was way before I was around.
So I'm gonna take a guess that CJ might stand for civilian Jeep. Could be.
Could be.
Uh,
Sounds good if it isn't.
It does.
oh, it's in the next section of our notes.
Oh.
So CJ stood for civilian Jeep. Did you know that?
All right, I cheated. I read the notes a little bit.
Oh,
I did not know that, so it was all a surprise to me.
I'm happy I knew it.
Yeah, they wouldn't even.
Yeah, so it was essentially the same military MB cleaned up for everyday use. They added a tailgate, side-mounted spare that we all know and see on every Jeep. So, well, instead of it being on the back, it was on the side. But outside of the vehicle, bigger headlights and a passenger seat. So the original GP, which we also got a photo somebody sent to us last week on
Oh,
TikTok
really?
of an original MB. Yeah, only
That's right,
only
I
a
saw
driver's
that.
seat.
Nice picture.
Yeah, it was really
Thank
nice.
you, whoever that was.
Yep. And mostly farmers bought them, ranchers bought them, and hunters bought them in the beginning. So then the farm vehicle became something more. Willys marketed hard as a farm utility vehicle early on, and it could run a PTO to power farm equipment right from the engine. But buyers started taking them off-road for fun. So that's kind of like where the off-roading kind of culture came from out in the country. It wasn't really part of the plan by Jeep in the beginning to market it that way. But the recreational case grew organically and Willys leaned hard into it. And then the culture started to form around it. So returning soldiers from the war came back. They already knew how capable the vehicles were. They trusted them with their lives overseas and they wanted the same kind of freedom back at home. So they started the first Jeep clubs. And so the first Jeep clubs started in the 1940s and 1950s. So they've been around for a really long time. And
Right. I believe I remember something about when the soldiers were coming back. They were driving their Jeeps and they would give each other the two fingers. And everybody thought it was a peace sign. But it wasn't. It was a soldier to soldier victory sign.
yeah,
That they made it through the war and they won.
yeah, really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was in the early 1950s, 1953, that Willys merged with a company called Kaiser, and they formed a company called AM General. You ever hear of that one, Dad?
Did hear that. American Motors General.
So the CJ line kept going, and they came out with the next trim for it, which was CJ3B. It's kind of interesting because I was thinking a couple of weeks ago about how modern cars, a lot of them are just numbers. And I like missed a good name, you know, like the Mustang or the Corvette or, you know, something like that. But here we are back in the 1950s with Jeep, and they were just doing the same thing with letters and numbers. So sometimes it just comes out that way. So the CJ3B had a taller hood to fit a new engine, and the ownership of that company stayed, or it kept changing hands, but the vehicle stayed remarkably consistent, as we all know. I mean, it kind of almost looks the same these days as it did from those
Very
early
distinctive
photos.
look.
Yep. So that continuity through the corporate chaos of what AM General was going through over the years is part of what makes Jeep's story unique. And we're going to cut it right there in the early 50s. And next week we'll come back and continue the story. But interesting transition from being a prototype in the military to then, oh, wait a minute, we can do this as a blockbuster business for decades to come with civilians. And not just soldiers liked it, but civilians liked it too.
Very true. Very true. I would like to meet the guy who had the idea, who said, you know what? We should sell them to civilians.
Yeah.
And everybody went, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But it must have been somebody's cousin or something who was in charge.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to run through some of this Jeep news real quick that I found. Toledo, Ohio, guys. Mealy, have you ever been to a Jeep festival yet?
No.
Massive one happened in Toledo. It was their 10th anniversary. Tens of thousands of Jeepers rolled into town. They had a giant event that happened from August 7th through August 9th. So that was a few days ago because we released this on Friday. So this past weekend that we had, downtown Toledo had 1,400 Jeeps that were there.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. They had vendors that spanned multiple blocks along the city streets of Toledo. And they had a mix of custom, vintage, and military Jeeps, and over 100 different vehicles spanning the 80-year history of Jeep. There was a lot of Dougs. So that was cool. The reason that I bring that up is that I'm thinking about maybe putting something on our website that has like an extra page with like Jeep festivals or events that are coming up throughout the year, and maybe we can get involved in them somehow. Or
Maybe we could plan our own Jeep Fest
Ooh.
right here in Inglewood.
Wow. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be fun.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll have more information.
Maybe
as...
Neely will dress up in her duck costume.
Yeah?
I will, absolutely.
What color is it?
It's bright yellow.
Oh,
and I
good.
have a speaker.
Oh, yeah? Is that true? Okay, so the last story that we have this week is we have a man that survived after live power lines wrapped and crashed over his Jeep while he was driving. Yeah, he crashed. The power lines fell over, landed on his Jeep, and they were live. So he was just sitting in his car, but they were like wrapped underneath his front bumper instead of over the hood. So they were saying that, well, I'll read a little bit of it. But a man is counting his blessings after live power lines crashed onto his Jeep when another truck driver hit a utility pole. So Keith Adcock was driving home last week when a vehicle veered into a ditch and drove through a neighbor's front yard and struck a power line. The impact brought the lines down directly onto Adcock's Jeep, trapping him in the middle of the road. What do you do? What do you do? What would you do if you're just sitting in your...
Touch anything.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I'd be frozen.
Yeah. So that was Keith's thought process as well. He said the cables and everything came right down under my windshield. So he remained inside his vehicle for about an hour before the local crews could come and de-energize the wires. Yeah. Yeah. So he says, I stayed in my vehicle and the Dominion guy was out there and I said, I'm staying in my vehicle and I'm not getting out. And he goes, good man, because those lines are live and you know they'll kill you.
Wow.
Yeah. So the worker told him that the front bumper on his Jeep may have saved his life. That's why I picked this story. The Jeep saved his life because the front bumper kind of comes out a little bit, in a hook kind of way.
How about that?
And instead of it crashing over his windshield, they say the lines would have slid up over the hood and maybe through the windshield instead of being caught by the front windshield of the Jeep.
So the duck saved his life.
The duck saved his life. And Keith said if that bumper wasn't there, it would have come up over the hood and went right through my windshield, and it would have taken my head off, Keith said.
He's a lucky man.
Yeah. So those are a couple news stories from this week. That's kind of the end of the show, unless you guys have anything extra that you want to add.
I got nothing today.
We see Thomas here. He just walked in through the door.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, so we're going to get going. And if you want to check us out on our socials, which are heating up, we're getting more and more website visits a day. Now we're approaching almost 50 website visits a day, which is good. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, at Noble Auto Sales. You can find us there. We have a lot more content coming soon. We have daily content on all those, except for YouTube and Spotify, which is this podcast once a week at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. And until next time, Dad, you want to hit him with the phone number?
It's 941-22-NOBLE.
Yeah.
Noble.
Do you remember the numbers off the top of your head?
Gosh, I wish I
66253.
66253. Got it.
Yeah. Neely, have a good week.
You do, I will.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let's sell some cars. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.
Bye.